Hey guys, today is July the 24th of 2019, and I want to go over the uranium sector, which I haven't gone over in a while, a long time. But some new developments has happened recently in the last week or so in regards to this ruling. I think it's called 232, and it didn't turn out how the uranium bugs wanted it to turn out. So I am revisiting uranium sector and seeing where we're at, how my analysis is panning out, and see what the stocks are doing. We'll start out with Cameco. As you can see, this is the daily. This is very negative. You can see the news must have come out, what is it, the 15th. Because look at that down day, Monday. And it just crushed down, sold off. So that's negative. You can see that I don't even want to look at the weekly because I know the weekly is bearish. So we just look at the daily and just kind of glance. I mean the U's you want in the U. $1.70. Look at that ugly sell-off. Ugly. DNN. Look at that. And there's some other ones here. Let's go to the USA Uranium Sector, UEC. This is the one I like. Nasty. 91 cents it fell to, and now it's at what? 97 cents. So it's telling us something. It's not a good time to get into this market right now. We just have to stay on the sidelines and see what's going to happen. URG, wow, look at that. Massive sell-off. URA, which is the ETF. This level right here is just like a support zone right here, 1131. And the lowest has been is $11. Below the cloud, I mean, it's just bearish. It's nothing to talk about here. LEU, I don't know why this hasn't even moved. But it is what it is. I think I have Australian stocks. Australian uranium stocks. I think I only have two. Rio. Got a sell off, but this is probably one of the stronger ones just because look at the price. It's $57. It's below the cloud. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, there might be some support right here, 55, and definitely some here is going to be some strong support in this area. BHP. This is a $56 stock. I don't know why I have it on my Australia uranium sector, but that's what it is. All right, so let's go into the big picture. The uranium price. As you guys know, seen my videos. I don't have to explain all this. This is the low, and this is where we're at. I had to add some data just to be current on where we at with the price of uranium. And we just have to break this down slowly. And I'm doing this with you live because I haven't seen this chart in a long time, but heard about the news and haven't had time to update the chart and look at this. So I'm looking at this fresh eyes with you guys right now in the uranium price. I put all these numbers in just like 10 minutes ago, and I'm going to look at it with you guys right here. So first thing, I have a trend line. Let's see. Okay, so this trend line is from this low right here. As we can see, I don't know when I did my last video. It must have been in December of last year, and I haven't touched uranium in a while. So we left off that uranium failed this resistance, which was a swing low. Gann says, failure, prior support could be, future resistance, and that's what has happened there. So let's leave that there. So far, this low is the resistance of uranium future. Uranium spot price, exactly. Not futures. This is spot price. Let's look at our trend lines to see what has changed. So far, prices are above that. Above that. That's from the all-time high. There, that's good. There's a support. We could take all these off now. There is a support right here. Let's see, from the all-time low to here, so that's good. Even if it gets all the way down here, and if it holds, that's good because it's finding support. And then if we get closer, see, that's all my trend lines. Yeah, so we could get closer now and look what's happening here. From this low to this low, we're connecting, and somehow it's finding some support here, maybe from this swing first impulse wave, which I call. It kind of dipped under it, but it's finding support right here. So, we should probably make a trend line right here. I'll make one in the future. But if it fails and it pushes lower, then this angle is key. It should hold. And if that doesn't hold, then this has to hold. And if this doesn't hold, then uranium is just going down. But let's stay positive. This needs to hold right here. So that's it for trend lines. What else I have here? I have an ellipse. So let's see the ellipse. What's going on the ellipse? Why did I did that? Okay, so the ellipse, I see I'm connecting it from a low to this low. And you can see that the ellipse is a circle. And it was becoming resistance. Using the ellipse technique, what you want to do is you want to look into the future. You could either pivot it from there or from there. For some reason, I just pivoted from there and left it. Somewhere in the future, May 6th could be important of 2020. That's really out there, but we'll see because this is all monthly closes on the uranium spot price. So let's take that out. Let's look at our Gann. Let's look at our pitchfork. Yep, you see? So our pitchfork had it right here, and it fell out of bed right there. Once it fell out of bed, that was February. Once we closed in March, wherever the close was in March around here, March 31st. Yeah, that's when things started to get ugly. We couldn't push above. So there's major resistance up here. And the pitchfork reflected that early. Let's see. These are a 7-year cycle. Yeah, so I have that. Yeah, I'm just looking at all this now. I'm going to see what my cycle dates are here. 7-year cycle. Pitchfork. I know there was a 15-year cycle. I got so many things on this chart. It's taking me a while. Maybe I have to do some more analysis on this. Anyway, let's take the 7-year. I know there was a 15-year somewhere. For some reason, I can't find it. Let's open this up a little bit. Okay, so let's look at our Gann square. And so far, the speed of the spot price of the uranium hasn't even gone up here to this angle. So it's on the weaker side. That doesn't mean it's going to remain weak. It's just at a different speed. And you can see that it's weak because it failed there, and it couldn't even get to this angle to follow a stronger speed angle up to be bullish. So that is a failure there. Let's take the Gann angle off. And now let's go and look at what else I have here. Let's look at the Fourier string, which I love using. Let's see what the Fourier string was forecasting. So we get a high. We're going to make a low here, and that kind of ties up here. We kind of, wow, look at that. Nailed it. So the Fourier strings was saying in the future, and the last video I did was in December, somewhere around here. I should look at that video and see what I was saying. That it's going to push lower. I got to look at that. But, you know, I think I did a video in December or November, December. So the Fourier string was saying that it's pushing lower and that it's going to find some support around August. It's going to make a swing low, uranium spot, which is kind of getting close to. And then we're going to go higher in theory. Now, I'm saying this is going to happen, but that we should go higher if the Fourier is forecasting correct, all the way to August of 2020. So maybe something's going to happen with the 232, or I don't know. Whatever it is, somewhere around, you could say August, September, somewhere around there, something could happen to the uranium spot prices that is going to push higher. And that's from a swing pivot point that I use. Let's look at our other Fourier to see our forecast. And it nailed it here too. There was going to be a nice sell-off, but this one really spikes up. So we got to take this, with a grain of salt. Let's see how it pans out. But supposedly a swing low here around May, and then it goes up all the way to January of 2020. So now if we put both of our Fouriers back to back, one is a little more stronger. The other one kind of bottoms out a little later and tops out in 2020 of August, and one tops out early next year and then pushes lower. And then this one pushes lower, and then this one's a cycle low right here, going all the way to 2021. So let's take it one step at a time. Let's see how price action, if price action starts going higher, it's either going to follow one of these two. It'd be nice if it could follow this one, because this one shows a nice. But you can see, looking at this cycle right here of the Fourier, it was a nice little up move, but it wasn't huge. So maybe that could happen too. Right here, you see, right there. See how it lines up right here? And that was the little move we got within this thing. So maybe it bottoms out here, comes up, and maybe it picks up this one, and maybe it pushes down. So this is all on speculation, but let's just see how it goes one day at a time. So that's the Fourier analysis on that. What else I have? I have some cycle analysis. And we can see that some of the cycles were here were topping out, and then they're pushing lower, and one bottoms out right here, where it's at right here in June. There's another one that bottoms out in July, and then they kind of push up. So let's put our Fourier back up just to see what goes on with the cycle. So interesting that these cycles right here line up with the second Fourier I have. And then they bottom out here, which lines up with this one. So, with my experience watching this stuff, it could go either way. This could be a swing top, then push lower, or it could go in reverse. It could be a swing low and then go up, and then swing top up here. But whatever it is, you just have to take it 1 month at a time. It's just kind of showing you the possibilities of the cycles. So we'll see. But I just wanted to show you what I'm seeing and what's the program in the cycle analysis is forecasting. So that's that. And then this model, let's take the Fouriers out so we won't confuse what we're seeing. This model was an average of all the cycles I was showing you. So pretty much it nailed the swing high here. Really nice. If I would have been looking at this, it would have been a nice opportunity to maybe short and make some money to the downside. But, it's just so much stuff I'm watching and all that. Sometimes you miss out on some moves. So anyway, the cycle average is indicating that there's going to be a swing low in July, and then we go up to February, around the 2020, come down, and then make a top at the end of the year. We put our Fourier now just to kind of see. That kind of lines up in there. So this is what I call a cluster. There's something interesting right here where there's a lot of stuff topping up here. And let's go to our other Fourier. And there's like a swing bottom here, and it tops out here. So that's what we're seeing there. Hopefully this helps you out in your analysis, what you're going to do in the future. But that's what the cycles are showing and indicating. So in the next couple of months, let's see how these cycles pan out. Here I already showed you what the future could be looking like. And with the 232 not being approved, that is a little, that's a hammer to the coffin. But if the cycles are correct, we could be a nice, it could be that they just flushed everybody out and they're going to make this plan. I heard something about a podcast where they're like regrouping and making a committee or something like that. I'm not too sure of all the details, but that they're going to kind of do an analysis of this whole uranium thing and kind of get a committee and get all the facts so they could kind of review things. So, but we'll see. I'm going to sign out. I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to just show this just to my uranium bugs out there, that this is where we are, and the forecast analysis and cycles have been nailing it. Now we got to see if this thing starts turning up. If something happens between this month and next month, and even maybe want to go, let's add this one. Anywhere between July, this month, and August and September, everything is like pushing up. So I don't know what could happen, but if the cycles are indicating it and the news comes out and something pops, you better just go and buy. And don't get crazy. Don't buy something massive. Just get a little position in there and see what happens. If you see price action, erratically get a nice pop within these next couple of months. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the uranium sector.